presenters that have prepared a 3-minute presentation for you on something cool, some new tip or trick, some way of doing something that they believe will wow you. Wow you enough to vote for them to win the Demo Slam. Now, as presenters, we get no prize. It is just the sheer congratulations and the ability to brag for the whole rest of the summit. In fact, we had to have a little chat about who won last year in Joburg. It was me. Just a reminder, just a reminder. And so we're going to tell, there might be a little, chatter back and forth, a little, talking smack, maybe a little, feeding each other on, because we all want to win this for the just pure satisfaction of the win. So we are going to have a timer, and the time is going to be 3 minutes. We will also do something that we have finally termed the dongle dance. So each of us like to bring our own computers up. So in between the different presenters, we will be connecting our computer and presenting it up here. So the time will not officially start until everybody is connected. Howdy. I think we're going to keep the sound. Huh? Oh, changing the backs. That's a good idea. Okay, so after each presenter is done with their 3 minutes, whether they take the entire 3 minutes or not, they will say slam, and that is when you get to cheer loudly, softly. Failure is something that happens on these sometimes. So we are risking and putting out there, we're trying to fit a lot of content in there. Whatever is after the 3 minutes does not count as your vote. Do you agree? Okay, perfect. Now, you may want to have this up. I'm going to put this up at the end as well. This is going to be our schedule. So this is the presenters that are going to be coming up. It shows the order of them. It also asks for your first and surname so that you will be entered in to win all of these lovely prizes up here on the front, including a Chromecast and a Chromebook. So you'll want to make sure that that is case sensitive, that you take a picture of that or enter it into your device of choice. Ooh, wake you up a little, slam. And then I will be showing this at the end and give you a little time to vote. So don't vote until you've seen everybody, even though you may have a favorite presenter from today already. So, to make things easy, and to lessen the old dongle dance, I am going to go first. Rushton, Kevin, Jenny, would somebody please time me? Thank you very much. Okay, so I just thought this would be easy if I would go first up here. And I am going to move to another account here. So my demo slam, thank you, Rushton. Oh, you already started it. Well, thank you. So my demo slam is talking about making websites more interactive. So many of you may have learned today about extensions, and I would like to talk about this extension called Docent EDU. Now, what happens is, this is a current events newspaper site that a lot of our students use, and this particular article is talking about going to the moon and how Israeli engineers are now very close to potentially landing on the moon. However, when you read down this article, it's not interactive. I don't get any feedback from the students. There's no collaboration. So with Docent EDU, when I click this little extension, I get this toolbar on the side, and the toolbar allows me to interact and make my website interactive. So the very first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight the title, and when I highlight the title with my highlighter, I can also add a note to my highlight, and on that note I'm going to say, please read by Friday. So when the students see this, they'll see that there's a highlight, they'll also see there's an underline, which means there's a note, and then my little note to the students pops up. So as they go down, they're going to start talking about the landscape of the moon and who's landed on the moon, but that's very boring, especially if you've never been to the moon. So I went and I grabbed a little YouTube video, and this YouTube video is showing the surface of the moon, which would be much more interesting. So I'm just going to copy the link, head back to my article, and now I'm going to use this little post-it note. And the post-it note allows me to put, by just pasting the URL, a video right in there. Will show up as the video here shortly. It's the video of the tour of the moon. Well, that's great because I'm making it a little bit more interactive, but wouldn't I want to maybe have a discussion for the students? And in the discussion, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to say, what do you think being on the moon might feel like? Question. Now, Now, when I create that, the discussion questions, students are going to be able to see each other's comments right within the website. But at the very end, I am going to also ask them a question, and where the teacher's the only one gets to see this, and I might say something like, please write a summary of this article. And I will create that. Now, all I have to do is click on, I've set up my classes in Docent EDU, I've signed up for an account, and my students have a Docent EDU account. So I just click on this little settings, and I go to my dashboard, and my dashboard will allow me to assign this To the Moon Time for Kids to my students in the class, where they can then see it, interact with it, and I get their feedback. Making websites interactive, slam. Next up, we have Lindsay. Lindsay, do you need audio?
No.
Okay. I will be your timer.
Good.
You go for it.
Okay, hi everyone. I'm sure you can all agree that time is one of our biggest challenges as a teacher and in schools. So we at Parkins College have found a way to make time more accessible and manage our time better, integrating our learner and teacher timetables and Google Calendar. So what we did is we created a basic template calendar. So somebody had to do the hard work and kind of actually create all of these individual events in Google Calendar. And then what we did was we went to the settings in Calendar, the cog, and then the word settings. We went to the word calendars, and we exported this calendar, which is essentially just the timetable blank with the slots. We then said export calendars, which then saves this calendar itself, which is a blank timetable, just like a paper, in various different formats. So if I am then now a different person, so I'm just going to switch and I'm going to become a new person who doesn't have a calendar or timetable on their calendar, I'm going to go to the settings in this person's calendar, and let's just resize this, sorry about that. And I'm going to go back to calendars, but this time I'm not going to export, I'm going to import. So I go to import calendar, import calendar, and I'm going to choose a file. So you need to just make sure that you know where your downloads go. Mine go over here into this downloads folder. Hang on, that's the wrong file. What you're looking for is an ICS file. So I'm just going to quickly unzip this. Sorry. I love when this happens. Okay. If your computer does not think it's as clever as mine, you will be fine. Okay. So I'm just going to unzip this so that I can access all the files in the folder. That'll be great. Right. So now, if I go to this, I'm going to see the email address that was used to create this as an ICS file. I'm going to go open, and I'm going to go import. It's going to now tell me, hopefully, that 73 events have been successfully imported to my calendar. If I then go back to my calendar, and I move on a week when we actually have school, I will see all of my lessons over there. So it could be a blank Monday lesson 1, which I could then just tap on, edit, put my teacher's name there, put my venue, which means that I can find any teacher or any child in the school within a matter of seconds using Google Calendar. I can also see my entire school calendar, which is separate, and I can even see my customized grade assessment calendar, Slam.
So what Molly may have neglected to mention is that a couple of years ago at the first Google Summit in South Africa, somebody else won the slam, and he did it without talking. But I found my voice. Has my time started? Oh, and just in case you didn't know where we were at in the schedule, I thought I'd just remind you.
All right, your time has definitely started.
So, we talk about making student writing visible, like people in my session earlier today. There are lots of ways to do that with Google Tools, but this fantastic extension called GiraffeBat actually actually allows you to make the writing visible. It takes Google's revision history, it does something magical in the background that I do not claim to understand, and it converts it into something that looks a lot like an animated GIF or video or whatever you want to call it, and basically allows you to play out the writing process. Now, normally about this stage in the process, there would be some cool Google music playing, and I can dance. But instead, I'm filling time because you're watching the writing happen. Now, did you notice that one part where everything just appeared? What might have happened there? The learner might have copied and pasted from somewhere else, but as you can see here, the learner's actually doing it themselves. And I can see them actually struggling with the writing process, and I see their finished product. Slam! Tell me when.
Whenever you're ready, go for it.
Welcome everybody. This one is called A Date with a Jedi. Not that I am a Jedi that is asking for a date, but we're going to talk about a Jedi approach to dates. However, there are several things we should handle before that. First of all, just in case my good friend Kevin put you to sleep with that last one, here's a visual right there, right there, right there, right there, right there. Now, we need a little preparation here. Let's pretend that there's an idea that has visually been put in front of you and you really like it. So I want you to go, yay, ooh. Yay, ooh. Nice, nice, nice. Let's say I put an idea in front of you and it's not one that you're all that positive about. You go, Now let's try this out with some visuals. Yay, ooh. Yay, ooh. Yay. Teamwork, teamwork. Now, interestingly, this last one, there was like this pause where people like really weren't sure what to do with that. What that means is that we need to come back here and deal with a little bit of calendar magic so that you know how calendar can be something amazing for you. You probably know some of the shortcuts in calendar. For example, if I do the W key, it gives me the week. The M key gives me the month. I mean, that makes sense, right? The D key gives me a day. So you might also know that N is next, and you can kind of go through months that way. P can take you back. If you get lost back in the midst of time, you can do T, which is today, which kind of brings you to the month that includes today. Now that's all not all that amazing, but here's the thing. It gives you day, week, month, and 4 days. Well, that's great, but what if you only want 2 days? Like you want a 2-day view, and you're like, oh no, it doesn't give me that option. My life is incomplete. However, what a lot of people don't know, and herein lies the Jedi portion of this, is that if you come over to the side here on the left, right, like we're over here on the left, and I just want to see the 15th and 16th, I click on the 15th and drag across to the 16th, and I have a 2-day view.
Yeah.
But wait, there's more. I can drag on the 4th and drag down to get 2 weeks. How about that? Ladies and gentlemen, this is the month. This is when you can do the Jedi mind trick on how you navigate it, and this is a slam. Thank you very much.
Karen?
Right, good afternoon. I'm Karen. I want you to get connected with me. Could you open a browser and go to classlab.com? Type that in quickly in your browser. Right? The reason why I want you to get connected with me is the past 2 days I've been presenting, and I've been discovering that there are lots of questions that needs to be answered, and I would like to get a few more input from you before I do my last workshop tomorrow. So, while you get connected, don't type www, just type classlab.com. As soon as you are in, type in that session ID of 81636621. And in the meantime,
Pardon? In the meantime, while you're busy signing in, I want you to think about these questions that I'm asking you. When you think of student devices, what comes to mind? As soon as you are in, okay, we can start contributing. Does this excite you? Does it make your head spin with all kinds of new possibilities? Right? What possibilities are there for delivering engaging lessons? And how does it fill you with a sense of fear or dread? Right, have you signed in? Yeah. Right, so let's go. Let's see who will be the first one to have some responses in here. Okay? I've given you 3 opportunities to participate. Right, it's just busy loading. Oh, good. Here we go. Right, I've got some responses here. Okay. How is this? It's crazy, fantastic. I love pickles. Oh, like really? I'm going to dump pickles in the dustbin, right? You must answer the question that I've asked. Right, I'm deleting some silly comments, but let's look at some other ones here. We need some wine. Can we have a black label beer, please? Right? Okay. So, can you see how you're all contributing? Oh my goodness, I'm going to have such a good session. Right when it pops in. Excitement, but worried about time? Time, brilliant. Okay, this is an interesting act. It really is an interesting act. So for the first time, we can get the whole class here sitting there involved with me in my lesson. And I can save all of these notes, and I'm starting to flip the code here. Right, so thank you so much for your contribution. I've got my lesson prepared for tomorrow. Thank you, everyone. And I'm saving the notes.
GIFs, yes. I hope so. Let's see. And now that I know about GIFs, that's what I mean. Oh, okay, I have a little bit of internet connectivity. I'm super happy about GIFs, but I found out about them, and now I'm completely obsessed. And all I want to do is communicate in GIFs, and it's driving me crazy. So I decided I wanted to tell you my story of Africa and how I learned about the Springboks in GIFs. So I tried to find out if there was really anybody who thought the USA could beat the Springboks. And I was like, who are you? Where are you from? So I put that on Twitter, like, who really believes that? And then I wanted to know, what are the Springboks like Google Apps for Education? And I found out, yes. And then I thought, oh my gosh, this is South Africa. You have the best leader that ever was, and that's so amazing. And does he know that you guys are dedicated educators? And I found out he does. He knows. Yeah. You realize it here. And then I said, well, wait a minute. How many ways is Google Apps for Education better than Microsoft? And I know, do you want to know how to tell your own story in GIFs? I know you do. So this is how you do it. All you need to do is go to the Chrome Web Store and put in the Make a GIF extension, and once you install that extension, you just go find a video that you like, and like this one, this is Kristen Chenoweth, and let me see if I can just move up a little bit. She's saying, shut the front door, which I like to say to some of my students, tell me that they didn't do their homework. So I'm going to take this, and I have this little extension installed, so all I have to do is scroll down. How much time do I have, Molly?
50 seconds.
50 seconds. I scroll down to make a GIF, and it puts it in. It puts the video in, which is never going to happen in time. I tell it where I want it. I want it to be 5 seconds, or 2, or maybe 3. And I find just that spot where she says, shut the front door. And I download that, and I send that to my student anonymously. And that is my story in GIFs. Thank you.
can import those events from a CSV file. You don't have to put them into your Google Calendar before you do that. It might help.
Oh, slam!
Sorry. I want to talk to you today about digital portfolios, or not digital portfolios, digital showcases. More and more, we are trying to get kids online to show their work so that their parents can understand where they are and where they're at. I'm going to show you an app at the bottom there called Seesaw. Seesaw is the simplest app I've seen for doing this. It's not the perfect app, but it's a really good one. So you click on the class button, sign up at seesaw.me. We go back a step. And the child decides, you decide the child's done good work. If I can get there, cancel. It's always like this. Let's find a class. Okay? That's what the students see. I want somebody to show good work. Here it goes. Smile. Take a photo. Okay, so that's a pretty good photo. Why is the work good, child? Well, this is good because it's a photo of mommy. They recorded, they've shown their thinking, they're showing what they're doing, they upload it, they can make captions, they can do all sorts of stuff. And that video gets, or that photo gets uploaded straight to the digital portfolio. And it's there, let's give it to, no, I'm not going to give it to David, because I'll give it to Troy. Okay? So I've got to get out of this. But how does the parent access it? Simple, free parent app. What the parent sees, oops, let's not make a phone call. What the parent sees, and this is a fake student that I made up earlier, is anything that the student uploads. They can listen to the audio, listen to the video. The students can make statements and notes and talk about what they're doing in class. All of that in 3 clicks of an app. Slap.
Incredible. I loved everything you just said, especially how you pronounced Jeff. Well done. So, I wanted to talk to you guys about creating Google Sites. How many of you guys build Google Sites on your own? Yay! If you don't, note that those of the people who raise their hands struggle every day with ugly site syndrome. Building Google Sites create really awful looking web pages. And she's laughing because it's true. For example, we all love fonts. If I try and change fonts, I have a whopping 6 fonts, 4 of which look exactly the same. And you only have layout options as said. They're all newspapers. Come on guys, digital print, we could do what we want. But Google won't let you. However, they do give you a tool where you can skirt all of this and duct tape it together. So I want to make a website called The Megaras Go to Africa. My husband went shark diving today. He is not dead and he still has all of his limbs. I'm very excited about that. But last night, Molly, Holly, and my husband Jim and I went out to eat by the harbor in Cape Town. We went to the touristy restaurants that have touristy things to do, like wear these things, and eat touristy foods like these. This is a kebab made out of 6, I think, different animals. So I want to be able to put this on my site, and I want my friends back home to be able to click on each animal and know what they are. So I want them to be able to click right here and know that that's an ostrich. And then know that the thing next to it was a crocodile. And the thing next to it was a springbok. Oh wait, no, that one. And then a warthog. BT Dubs, my favorite was ostrich. It was delicious. I will eat them and all of their babies. So, to do this, it's actually quite, there's my work email. To do this, it's quite simple. You just drag things into a Google Drawing. I can then take the thing in the Google Drawing and I can add in boxes around it. So I can add on a little box right here. This is the ostrich. I change the box to transparent. And then I take the picture of the ostrich and take that link and I put it here with that. I also make the line color transparent so it's invisible now. And then all I have to do is go to my site and add in the drawing. So if I go to Insert, Drive, Drawing, and select that drawing, yum, and I hit Enter, wait for it, I have to make the height 900, the width 900 because that's the size of my site, and I hit Save, and I hit Save again. When I go back to my other page, here it is. It's here, but now I have an invisible link right here where if I click this, it goes to ostrich. And so I can arrange my site however I want. I can change my drawing. If I change the drawing here, it automatically updates on my site as well. And that, my friends, is a slam.